Hey everybody, today is December 23rd, 2021. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man.
Merry Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas to you and to all of our listeners out there. This
Absolutely.
is our last episode and first Christmas episode.
I'm honestly starting to feel the joy.
Yeah.
I feel it right there, the little warmth. But Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for listening to us to this whole year. This is our first Christmas. It's awesome.
It really is.
It's our first Christmas together.
Thank you for hanging in with us all this.
If you need to, follow us on our socials. Follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on YouTube. If you're a first timer, come hang out with us and talk with us in the comments. Come tweet us if you need to.
And check us out at our website at www.hangingwithuncle.com. Find out what you can do to help legalize marijuana and check out the merchandise section.
What do we got with us today, Gene?
Today we have mimosa.
Ooh.
And if you notice, it does kind of taste a little bubbly, champagne-y.
It does, yeah. It has a little champagne-y, bubbly taste to it. And it's very light.
It is, and it crosses the finish line. It's 17%, but it's very, very tasty.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
Yeah.
I can, we're about, this is the first bowl? Yeah? And I can, second? Is it? Oh, God, you already know where I'm at then.
Yeah. This is more.
For our end of the year cutoff, because this is going to be our last episode of Hanging with Uncle until next year, we wanted to reflect with everybody about paying ourselves and paying yourself and the importance of it. We have a lot of new listeners, and we haven't touched on this topic in a while. I know a lot of our old listeners might be a little like, we've heard this before, but we want to remind you guys the importance of it, the importance of paying yourself. You are important too. If
you want to know the secret of millionaires, they always pay themselves. They make themselves a bill. So you have a mortgage, you have a car note, you have insurance, you have utilities. When do you pay yourself?
Exactly. Make yourself the bill too.
And you make yourself a regular payment. So every payday, take a portion of your check and put in your E-Trade account or your Fidelity account and invest in the stock market and let your money start working for you. That's what we mean by paying yourself.
Yeah, make yourself the priority. You know, a lot of us think, I have these bills coming up, but I can go buy these things. Well, hold on a second. You're forgetting yourself first. Always pay yourself, man. Make these bills a priority. Change that mindset a little bit. Save your money. Invest. We've always talked about investing, give your bank account a little bit of interest,
Just remember, you're not going to work for the rest of your life. So, do you want to be the ant or the grasshopper?
Right. It's changed, honestly, my mentality for the year. I have a good amount of money now that is in a savings account that I know that I have for emergency purposes. And currently, it grows and shrinks, but it grows and shrinks at a minuscule amount to where it doesn't affect it, to where I still have a good amount of money, and therefore those emergency purposes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bank account with interest. It helps, honestly, greatly. I started with $600, and I'm darn near almost tripled now. So
there you go.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Make yourself the priority.
Yeah, there was an instance I had teaching somebody this the other day. She was 23 years old. I was at the hospital with a friend of mine. He's doing better. But she was having issues learning how to prioritize herself. She was having issues out of state. She had to move in with Dad, and Dad was teaching her life lessons, and we got sucked into the conversation somehow. Dad was very open and adamant about telling her about her life going in the wrong direction, trying to steady her path and to build, that solid ground below you before you start going, So I taught her about paying herself, and she looked at me differently.
It's a good feeling.
I saw that click. It wasn't like a plug-in kind of click where you're plugging in into an outlet. It was more like a switch came on, the gears started turning in that category. Like, she understood, why don't I give myself money before doing other things? Just a small amount. That's how you save. And I introduced the pay yourself concept, and she was responsive of it. She asked me about it when Dad left later on. He may have not known. I left later on, but it it helped her in a way. And Dad also told us that these are strangers, and they're teaching you something that I've never wasn't even taught when I was young.
I had a buddy of mine say the same thing to me. You know, people get this information and they keep it to themselves. And
no.
Just thank you for sharing. And
there's no point in keeping it to yourself.
None. The pie is so big.
It feels good to be able to break bread with your brethren, not only with what you have, but with the knowledge that you have too.
Right.
You know? Sharing knowledge is power.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways, pay yourself.
Pay yourself.
Recap. So I wanted to get a little closure story in.
All right.
There was a story we talked about, I would say, I don't know, a few months ago. Kim Potter, an officer, shot a fleeing victim. Victim, someone who was going to be arrested for speeding, but unintentionally shot him with her gun because she thought it was her taser. It was mainly
that's what she says.
That's what the main boil down to.
Right.
Yeah. She was convicted with manslaughter today.
Correct.
Which is, I think, 5 to about 18 years, something like that.
Well, she got convicted of first and second degree, and I believe the max on both counts, if they throw the book at her, she has like a maximum of 25 years. I don't think, personally, don't think that it will ever happen, but she'll definitely get double digits.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that this is it's a wake-up call for everyone in the world, that even like in an act of carelessness or recklessness, she is a person in a responsible situation. You are the powerful person in that situation, and you were reckless. So this is your punishment, for say. So I mean, I feel like that's a big thing for a lot of people to see and for our justice system to do.
It is.
It's a big step. It's a progressive step. Now, how do you feel about it? Because I feel like it could be a big but a big like wake up call for cops in a way.
So in my opinion, I think accountability is part of the definition of justice. It's not justice in and of itself. I think what we have to do as human beings is take a step back, not be willing to judge so much, and accept the fact that 12 people sitting in a jury found her guilty of these charges.
Yep.
And now whatever the laws of the state of Minnesota have to say what her time should be, it's up for the judge to apply that. And that's all I have to say about that.
You know, you have to take feelings out of these occasions. You know, like, accident is technically a feeling. It was recklessness. You were reckless in this situation. Therefore, you're punished. Simple as that. Your
actions were so negligent that somebody it was a homicide. Was you killed somebody.
You know, so I feel like the manslaughter charge is appropriate and also both charges are appropriate. I feel, and that it could be a big wake up call for how our justice system is maybe turning around. Hopefully.
Let me just get on my knees and thank my maker. I'm not the one that has to make the call on who should be charged with what.
You know, I feel like it was a weird callback, but the fact that we have body cam footage now is the reason why this case has gone through.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why we were able to bring...
Public outrage.
Yes.
Freedom of information.
Right. It all came down to having that information. Having body cam footage. Like... We have some people to thank for those things.
And that's First Amendment freedom of the press.
It is. So we've talked about how cops do need to be, kept an eye on a little bit more. And I feel like that also goes, this instance shows that body cam footage has helped. So I'm thankful that we have that, honestly.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah. Anyways, funny thing... to kind of segue from that, my dad told me that you can get manslaughter playing golf. Just make sure you say 4.
You gotta say 4.
Yeah.
You could also get first degree murder on the golf course if you take aim at somebody and hit a golf ball.
As long as it's negligent and reckless. So I mean, it bottom line, that's what that story shows, and
the damage that it causes is death.
Exactly, and there's no way it can bring back a life There's no return for that.
Correct.
I think it's time to introduce story time with Uncle.
Well, speaking of Compton stuff or cop stuff, I'll tell the story how I got the nickname Bunny Eyes when I was in Compton.
Okay, Bunny Eyes.
Yeah. So, get a call to go to this Popeyes on the corner of Long Beach and Alondra. Mm-hmm. And the store has 2 doors. So I park on the Alondra side. And I go in the store, and there's a lady who doesn't have any money, and there's teenagers, kids working behind the counter, and I don't have the authority to make somebody give somebody food. You have to pay for that stuff. It costs money, and I'm sorry, ma'am, there's nothing I can do. So she's like, okay, thank you, was very polite, and walked out the store on the Long Beach side.
Okay.
So I get in the car, clear the call, and not 5 seconds later, my field supervisor is on the Long Beach side, coming toward Alondra, and he puts out a call for help. There's a naked lady walking down the street on Long Beach Boulevard.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, hold on, Sarge. I'm around the corner. I'll be right there. This same nice lady looked at me and starts calling me all kinds of albino motherfuckers and all, it was my field supervisor couldn't control himself. He was laughing so hard. So
the same lady.
So we got her dressed and got her in the car, and long story short, I ended up taking her to Augustus Hawkins, where we take people who are mentally challenged. But he started calling me Bunny Eyes after that. Because there was a 1981 movie called Sharky's Machine starring Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
And the antagonist of the movie had this huge bodyguard who was an albino. And Burt Reynolds used to fuck with this dude mercilessly and called him Bunny Eyes all the time.
Okay. That's where your nickname
So that's where my nickname came from. And it was, as long as my field supervisor was there, that's what I was called until he retired.
So she was just screaming random nonsense.
Yeah.
Albino
again,
people?
again, even if you're trying to get arrested, what do you get in jail? A meal.
Yeah, true. That is actually something I've heard, that people do get arrested on purpose for shelter.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put a charge on somebody like that, so we just took them to the hospital.
Yeah.
And let them get what they needed.
Gotcha.
And hopefully something good happens from there.
Yeah, hopefully something did go from that. I mean, I feel like you guys handled that appropriately. Like,
never killed anybody, never shot anybody, never pulled the trigger once in the city of Compton.
Cops these days would have shot her. Damn. No. Yo, I mean, props to you, man. I feel like your buddy had the right to laugh, though.
It was funny.
I would have laughed. Honestly, I would have. That's funny stuff. All right, so I wanted to bring a topic to mind because I wanted to pick your brain with the concept of this. I complained about Biden reinstating student loans. And now he's stopping them again.
Right.
Okay, so is this like some kind of like voter nonsense? Like, are they going to keep going back and forth? It's going to be on the good side when voting comes?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, because this is what I'm kind of taking away from it. Not like it's like a voter ploy, I guess, kind of how I put it, but like that's kind of annoying. Like, I don't think I forget things really quickly, but I obviously didn't forget him starting it, enabling loans 3 months ago. But like, there's like a little thing that I read that said like voters forget in 3 months is kind of the stance. Really,
they do. The Biden administration in 11 months has accomplished so much. They have more judges nominated, federal judges nominated than anybody else. We've gotten our stimulus checks. We've gotten the COVID relief package. We have the infrastructure deal.
Yeah.
But there's so much Biden has accomplished, but people have forgotten all that good stuff.
But everyone's talking about gas prices when gas prices started going up before he even was in office in the first place. So,
well, and the president really, I mean, that was OPEC and the supply shortage.
So it's not
chain.
even, like we have like ships stocked at like harbors now still, right? Like there's still supplies that's not there. Like of course shit's gonna go up.
But if you look now, there's no shelves that are empty.
No.
Has anything that you've ordered been late in the mail or have not come yet? Or I mean, I know nothing.
No, actually, I got a present early that I ordered.
So, what's this about things being slowed up, about the supply chain being broken?
I don't know. Like,
thank you.
Like, I mean, yeah, ships are backed up and those people are having issues with their jobs and get it straightened out. Yes, and all that. And we talked about that part. But like,
it's been fixed. It's been addressed.
Yeah, it's been addressed.
We haven't missed shit.
We haven't missed anything. There's nothing outside of that. But like, this little student loan scheme thing that back and forth. Like, yes, when it comes to voting, it's gonna be loans are stopped. Where don't pay for your things. Blah blah blah. Is there a little bit more to that?
In my opinion, I mean, if you have a few minutes,
yeah.
I think this is the result of trickle-down economics, Reaganomics, whatever you want to call it, because we've given our tax breaks to the rich, and it's supposed to the benefits are supposed to trickle down to the rest of us. And they've taken those tax breaks and stuffed them in overseas accounts that are not paying taxes on.
Right.
And you and I are paying the price for that. That's what I call corporate welfare.
Damn.
So
for we in corporate welfare right now?
We are...
No.
We are giving corporate welfare. We are giving our money. So, for example, 3 cents of every dollar that you spend on gas goes to help support the pipeline and keep it maintained.
Right.
Oil and gas industry is making billions of dollars a quarter. Why aren't they paying for it? Why are you and I paying for it?
That's big facts.
So there's corporate welfare.
Okay.
So I think now, since we've had 40 years of trickle-down economics that don't work, it's time to legislate the trickle-down.
So are they saying, schools, you can pay for this? Fucking stop.
Well, they're saying, stop. There's with their handouts and all these benefits that they're getting from us from all this corporate welfare, and they're accusing us of wanting a handout.
Right.
Shut up.
Honestly, I think prices at schools are ridiculous anyway. It's like books should not be that expensive. Like shit should not be that expensive for your education in the first place. I always talk about school being a hole. You have to be willing to jump into that hole and to commit to that lifestyle if you want to go to college. I recognize that early. I don't have any student loans going on right now.
Yeah.
Thank fucking Lord. Because like if I did, I would go insane. I already go insane with the bills that I have to pay now these days, which again I quoted earlier, pay yourself. But when I'm doing that, I don't have money. Like
so we talked about this the other day. Mm-hmm. What you make, what you take home, and what you pay in rent on an annual basis is more than half your income, more than half your take-home income.
Right.
What is wrong with our system? We don't talk about the things that need to be addressed like that.
Exactly.
People like you that work 40 hours a week and live in poverty.
That's its own welfare in itself that I'm paying for my apartment that way. Like I'm like you said, I should be paying for what? How much is it? There's some places that give you you should be paying like a quarter of how much you're making or something like that, right? Is that it, or a little bit? I don't know, but I'm paying more than half, more than half of what I make a year.
Yeah,
and I don't ask my brother for much because I know that he's also in the same boat as I. I'm able to still live by the skin of my teeth in the way that I want to and the lifestyle that I choose, with my brother being there supporting me just a little bit for me to support him in a way. He only gives me about 1/8 of everything, bills included. Like that's it. Like so I mean like living paycheck to paycheck like this but still being able to pay myself, it's helped me, yes. But it's also like if I had just a little bit extra, I'd be able to do these things. I'd be able to fix my car. I'd be able to live in a house and pay for my mortgage that I really want to do in the future instead of just throwing my money into a hole of apartment complexes.
What I pay in mortgage is half of what you pay in rent.
Shut up. No way.
Yeah, for real.
What the fuck? Like,
again, America, what's wrong with this picture?
What? Is it because you're in a retirement area, or is that mainly it, or?
The property value here was really, really down because taxes are low because there's no school district here, so we don't pay taxes.
Seriously?
For real.
That's crazy. I had no idea that was the thing.
Yeah.
Your place is huge. Not like huge, but like it's a livable place.
My house is 18 square feet.
Bigger than my 2-bedroom.
And this is and I have a 2-bedroom.
Man. Full kitchen. We're sitting in a little
washer dryer.
We're sitting in a little an alcove.
I call it my man cave.
Your little man cave. It's a little area between sliding doors, then opens up to more sliding doors that goes outside into a very nice patio. Like, man, I'm paying too much for.
I think it just goes to really what the problem is that's not getting addressed here is that people that work that are not getting a living wage and the cost of living that it costs just to have a roof over your head nowadays.
Right.
When I was your age in the Air Force Station out here, my rent for a 2-bedroom apartment was $260 a month. I'm
working to live. And that's not the concept we need. Like, I should not, my life is not based around work. Yes, a job is necessary to, keep those priorities in check, to keep that roof over your head, to give you the electricity that you need, to give you those joys in life that you desire. But I should not be spending my life working. That should not be the concept of life.
Yeah.
Period. I don't know. That's kind of my take, but since it's the end of the year.
Again, I think we need to address what's really happening in America.
Yeah, go ahead.
We need to pay people a living wage.
Yes.
That is what it boils down to. You can't, you either have to pay people a living wage.
Okay.
Or...
Are you talking about a universal income?
I'm just talking about in general.
Okay, in general.
Let's say people just want a handout.
Right.
You want them off welfare? Mm-hmm. Pay a living wage. Because that's what minimum wage is under the current federal law. We adopted it in 1938. Minimum wage was adopted to pay people enough to where they would have enough to live on to where they would not need government assistance. Read the bill.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's what it says. But Republicans have changed it to suppress wages to call it minimal skill. Well, why should we pay somebody $15 to flip a burger? Well, why do you want to pay somebody minimum wage to flip a burger when you're making billions of dollars a year off of them flipping it?
Yeah, you just don't want to pay them more because they're flipping the burger for you. Because they're making the money for you. That's the thing. What's wrong with the picture here? That is them. Oh, fuck. That's the bigotry in our system, man. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Because we talk about, again, the 1%, the people who make the money, who find these loopholes that... I'm going on my tangent again. That find these loopholes to break the system. Again, that's another system that's broken right there. You're making billions of dollars and you don't want to give these people an extra $5.
A living wage.
Right.
And you don't have to raise the cost of a burger either.
If these people lived off our concept, their company, their people would be rich. That's how I would think I would run a company. I would want the people that work for me to be able to feel wealthy, to be able to feel happy.
McDonald's earns over $5 billion for-profit dollars every year.
Fuck.
What if they made only $4 billion in profits to pay their people a living wage? Would the cost of a burger have to raise a cent?
That's less money we can put in our stocks and shorting people.
When we're talking about raising prices, we're talking about maintaining profit margin.
Man,
that's what that means.
That annoys me.
All right.
Anyways,
Dumbass. All right.
dumbass
so,
of the year.
Dumbass of the year.
End of the year. We're gonna make We'll probably do this every year. This is probably an annual thing of what it sounds like. We're gonna do a dumbass of the year this time.
Yeah.
To wind down our show.
You want to kick that off while I grind this?
Yes, I will kick it off because you're grinding a new bowl. That stuff is delicious. I have been super stuttery and spacey. I hope everyone's been able to digest me. Jeez, my dumbass of the year is again Activision Blizzard. They get the trophy for this one. I've been talking about them all year. Honestly, it's been a repetitious thing. Their stories have been growing. The file has been getting bigger. Oh my gosh, the suit is still going. Yeah. So we'll most likely be talking about it more next year. I haven't played a Blizzard game since then. I haven't paid a dime towards them since then. I would happily ask anybody else and everyone else to do so, but I'm not going to tell you to.
Exercise your power.
You know, it is your power to put your money where you want it to do. That is extra money to put towards you to pay yourself in the future. You know,
give yourself a raise.
That extra 15 has gone far. It really has. I've been able to put that into my own account, my investment account. Instead of every month $15.99 or $14.99 coming out of my account, paying for their game and their policies and whatever things that they believe in, I'm putting it towards 20 towards stock. It'd be every month. There we go.
Let my money work for me.
Yeah, man. So again, I encourage you to look into Activision Blizzard and see what's going on with the lawsuit, and to exercise your right and use your money in a smart way. But they get Dumbass of the Year #1 for them.
All right, my dumbass of the year are anti-vaxxers.
Oh,
Those
man.
people that are eligible to get vaccinated, they have no medical restriction, no serious religious reason to not want to get the vaccine. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the idiots that really just don't want to get vaccinated and are looking for any excuse to not have to.
Right. Again, I stood hesitant, but also wanted to digest facts on how the vaccine worked before I got it. I'm not anti. I know vaccines work. I just wanted to make sure this one worked first. Simple as that. So
I've heard all kinds of excuses about how you're going to get chipped.
No,
remember, there's no chip. There's no chip. My cat is chipped. It's impossible to get chipped with this. I've heard, it's going to change your DNA. No, it's not going to change your DNA. Mm-hmm. But the latest I've heard, the one that really just makes me want to go, you're a total fucking dumbass, is that they kill babies to make the vaccine.
It's so funny how,
you're stupid.
The anti-vax originally started as a meme. Not necessarily a meme as their stance, but, people, it was a meme for people to make fun of them. Just
like think
Nazis.
About it.
They're in the same category of free things to make fun of.
Think about it. You have how many different reasons to not get vaccinated, and all these are supposed to be true? Well, which one is it? It can't be all of them.
Because they don't have any facts to
support. And there are
it.
no facts to support any of them. You're full of shit. You're just a dumbass.
I was just waiting for side effect. That's all. I'm one of those zombie apocalypse people, you know?
I got my booster shot. No side effects other than a sore arm.
No, that's it. So, okay, cool. I'm going to go get the shot now. Because what if the side effect was, you might have a severe cough for a week. Well, I have asthma. I don't know if that's a good thing for me. Maybe I'll go see a doctor first.
I got my flu shot too, right?
But that's not the case. That wasn't the case. It was a sore arm. I went and got the shot. Simple as that. Yeah, anti-vaxxers are done, honestly.
So that's my biggest take. You small percentage of people that refuse to get vaccinated are allowing, again, this virus to mutate to where now we have the Omicron virus, and we're running out of time. We really can't go into it now.
It's way more contagious.
It's way more contagious. Get vaccinated, get boosted. So that's about all the time we have for this year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yes, because we will not be seeing you until, January
14th.
14th. Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn. January 14th. We'll be taking a break. No, hopefully nothing too crazy happens.
I think it's the 14th. And I just want to say, Gon Chi Fao Sai.
Knock on wood for that one. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes.
Have a Merry Christmas.
I'm Gene.
I'm Zane.
And
this is
again,
Hanging with
thank
Uncle.
you for hanging with Uncle.
2020 closing.
We'll see you next year.
Later.